you could make an argument, as we're 100 days out, that Messi and Ronaldo, in our world, they're a little like LeBron, MJ.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, except they're playing at the same time. I mean, we always compare the differences between the leagues now and back then. We have Messi and Ronaldo playing week in, week out against each other in La Liga. And then on the national team level as well, with Argentina and with Portugal.
Now, Argentina's got a lot of players.
Yeah, if we're going to get NBA comparisons, I'd say Argentina's more like the Warriors. If we're going to go Warriors there, and then for LeBron, a.k.a. Ronaldo, with the Cavs.
He's kind of carrying B players.
But make no mistake about it, when we're going to have this conversation eventually about who's the greatest player of all time, and we love having that conversation about LeBron and MJ. We love having in the soccer world about Messi and Ronaldo. And what it comes down to, there's always one big trump card there for MJ, right? The championships, the number of championships that he had.
Now, Ronaldo's got those, doesn't he?
Well, he has one with Portugal in the Euros. Now, not the World Cup. Both of them, when they look at this tournament, this is the one that they crave. That they crave to have that moment, lifting that little shiny gold trophy, leading their country to the World Cup title, undisputed, best of all time. That would go a long way in doing that. And Messi went so far as after they lost the final in Brazil in 2014. They lost the Copa America to Chile. He retired from international soccer. He was devastated because all the stuff going around the Argentine national team and him personally missing a penalty in the final, he was just deflated. And I 100% believe that he came back out of retirement because he wants to win a World Cup.
You know, it's really interesting, and this is the thing about sports. I watched Lindsey Vonn at the Winter Olympics. I don't watch downhill skiing. But I watch Lindsey Vonn. I just like great athletes. Now, I've gone on YouTube. In fact, I did it about 2 weeks ago and watched Pele videos. Giorgio Canaglia, when I was a kid growing up, played for the New York Cosmos. In the lexicon, in the world of soccer, you are a guy that knows the history and encyclopedic knowledge. Is this MJ LeBron? Are these, to you, the best two players ever? Johan Cruyff was great for Holland. But are these the two?
I mean, Pele, you're going to have an argument for.
Okay.
Maradona, you could throw in there as well. We're talking defenders. You can talk
If you had to take
Beckenbauer.
one of these two.
Messi. I'll take Messi.
Okay, so my theory is...
And I'm going to have right now, if I check my Twitter account, I'll have about 100 people saying, you know nothing. You don't know about Ronaldo. Ronaldo's the best. It comes down to, I just love the way that Messi plays the game. It's an art form. The guy's 5'6". He's 130 pounds soaking wet, but still has an ability, just a balance when he's on the ball, skill, reading the game, carrying a team on his back. Argentina, we're on the brink of not qualifying for this World Cup. In the last game, what does he do? He scores a hat-trick and single-handedly takes his team to this final.
That's like
in
scoring
Russia.
70 points in an NBA playoff game.
And how nice is that as a teammate to look around the room and you say, I know this guy, every game is going to bring it.
But generally, if you have two great athletes, I always fall on, I'll take the bigger one. Ronaldo's more formidable. He's a bigger physical athlete. So that's who I would take. Now, if you go to YouTube, Messi's goals are more spectacular than Ronaldo.
I'm sure you can find a few from Ronaldo that are pretty spectacular, too.
I've seen them both play. Ronaldo's physical stature, plus he scored against the United States. Remember a couple of years ago we had to settle for a draw
I
on the
remember.
last
that
second.
wasn't fun.
Literally the last second.
A header, yeah.
So now there's also something happening in international soccer is as of 2014, they have this goal line technology. This is very similar to what the NFL's going through. So soccer fans are incredibly divided on this. Explain what it is and how it's landing and what we'll see at the World Cup.
Well, so for the first time in a World Cup in history, we're going to have video review. And it's going to be for major decisions, goals, penalty kicks, red cards, and mistaken identity. So if I send you off and instead it was Holly who made the foul, we're going to have to bring Holly, take her off the field and bring you back on. But it's very controversial because it's different from the NFL and the way and college and NBA and the way that video review happens there is that it's very black and white when it comes to decisions. It should be a catch, the definition of a catch and not a catch. We don't need to get into Des Bryant right now and the Packers catch. But for soccer, a lot of refereeing is still subjective. So you and I see the same foul. You think it's a foul. I don't think it's a foul. The video review may think it's a foul, but they know that you've seen it. If it's not clear and obvious, if it's not just stonewall 100% you missed it, they're going to go with your choice because you are the center referee. And that's where the controversy comes, because you're getting referees that are making decisions. And we had one in our MLS game the other night with the LA Galaxy where the referee sees it. It's right in front of him. The guy cleans him out. Then there's a handball 2 seconds later, and the video review doesn't call it. Now, you have the opportunity as a ref to wait until the ball goes out of the play the next time to still make that decision. You can go over to the monitor. You can go and watch it. But you know what happens at that point, and it's a big criticism of the NFL as well, is that it slows the game down.
Yeah, there's a certain momentum and inertia to sports, and when you halt it for a replay, it hurts the consumer at home. I think it hurts the athletes. My takeaway on replay has always been, like in the NBA, if I slam it on you, okay, there is a crowd momentum and a bravado and that don't step in the way. In soccer, you can feel when you're on the pitch. You can feel in hockey and soccer, they're reeling. Like, you know when a team's like backpedaling. And it's like, I've seen that. And if you go to a replay, you kill that and you give you 2.5 minutes to rest and you kill the inertia. So I'm not here's what I think happens, Stu. There's too much money in sports to get it wrong. But in the process, I think we're hurting the momentum and the beauty of sports.
So how do we find that balance? I think that's the biggest challenge for video review when it comes to the World Cup, because I think we can all agree and we can sit here that we want to get the big decisions right.
Yes.
There was one, Frank Lampard against Germany in the World Cup. The ball was this far over the line.
Yes.
And it didn't count as a goal.
Yes.
That's one we need to get right.
Yeah.
It's the marginal ones that you want to see still the flow of play, because soccer's a sport. We all know it's 45 minutes a half. It's 90-minute game. It's free-flowing. We don't have as many stoppages. That's one of the things that we love. And one of the things I loved as a player was the goal celebrations and that moment of ecstasy when you score a goal and you're sprinting around and the emotion. Think about now of having to think, oh, well, maybe it's not a goal because it wasn't in or it was close, and we're going to have to wait for the video review and the monitor to go through the checks. So it's going to change the dynamic of the game for sure.
Fox Sports and Fox Sports 1, the World Cup is coming on. It will be broadcast here. It's our biggest thing we've ever done at Fox Sports. It starts in mid-June and goes to July. Okay, Christian Pulisic is the best, most skilled individual player at his age I've ever seen in American soccer. We're not in. It obviously hurts the World Cup from our perspective. I think it even dings the MLS a little. You're in a minute. Where is the United States men's national team? Are they in chaos? Are they in chaos now? President, coach, do you sense chaos?
I think what we've had in U.S. soccer is a moment where we've been humbled and we've had time to reflect. And what the United States not qualifying for the World Cup has done is it's exposed some flaws in our system from youth soccer. And if you're going to give me a minute, I'm going to go straight to coaching, because I think coaching in this country needs to be better from the youth level all the way to the top. Coaching education, making it more affordable for us to have an A-license, pro-license coach. In Germany, it's 600 euros for a pro license. In the United States, it's close to $5,000 to get your top
so
coaching.
It's prohibitive for young coaches.
Yeah, and we need how do you get better players, better coaches? You can't tell me when you look at the talent and the number of kids we have available. And I know you see with kids playing soccer down in everywhere. But why don't we have the Messis? Why don't we have the Ronaldos?
Soccer, in my opinion, a poor kid in Brazil has access to soccer. In America, a poor kid does not. And so many of our athletes are driven because they didn't grow up with the white picket fence and the Mercedes in the driveway. America's great because it allowed the Clintons to become president. England's got a royal family. My mom was British, used to always say this. We've got to allow soccer to be more embraceable for all of our citizens.
Yeah, and you know what? There needs to be a cultural shift as well. Where I'm a soccer guy. I know we're bringing you over slowly,
10 seconds.
Colin. We need kids playing soccer in the schoolyards, not playing basketball or football, if we are going to advance as a soccer nation.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.